everyone, and welcome to another episode of the 50s Chicks podcast. I'm Annalie.
And I am Patricia.
And we want to help women over 50 navigate online dating with confidence while prioritizing authentic self-care.
And today we're going to be talking about something that we all know and have experienced in one way or the other while online dating.
Yeah.
Ghosting. And did you know that over 76% of people have been ghosted?
I thought it was 100%.
I know. I think it is.
I feel like it's more than that.
Yeah,
Some
think
people
it
are
is.
underreporting.
Yes, I think it's more than that too. Because who hasn't been ghosted?
That's right.
Crazy. That's crazy. So, if you are, whether you are new to the channel or just coming back, we have something that we're sure you're going to be interested in. So, stay tuned. You don't want to miss it.
That's right. We're talking about those times when someone you're texting or dating just disappears like a puff of smoke. Poof. Gone. Gone.
Basically, like someone exits stage left, but forever.
Forever. Never to be heard from again.
Never to be heard from again.
Oh, but seriously, ghosting can hurt. It can hurt people. It can hurt people's self-confidence.
Cut you deep.
And I think it's actually one of the biggest reasons why people stop using online dating as such, because they feel some type of way.
Yes, they do.
So in this video, we're going to cover why people ghost, how it affects the people who get ghosted, and how to respond when it happens. And of course, to use self-care.
Yes, self-care.
To heal and move forward after you've been ghosted.
Yes. If you've ever been ghosted, or maybe even ghosted someone, which I think we all have.
Let's be real.
So stick around. You're not alone, and we're going to unpack it all. Yes, we all have. I have.
So first, we're going to talk about what is ghosting. And I think all of us pretty much know what it is.
Well,
but let's break it down anyway.
Break it down. Because some people might not know.
The 2% that haven't been ghosted? Okay.
That have never been online.
That's right.
So let's break it down. What exactly is ghosting? Ghosting happens when someone you're communicating with suddenly stops responding. They go silent without any warning, leaving you confused and wondering what the world happened.
Yes.
1 minute you're texting back and forth, next minute silence.
And you're
what
waiting.
What do they call it? Left on red?
Yes. You're waiting. And sometimes you'll even see that it's been read, but there's still no response. And eventually you realize you're never going to get a reply.
You've been ghosted.
Yep.
You got ghosted.
That's right.
Yes,
you got ghosted. And ghosting can happen anytime, which is crazy to me because I thought it was just the times when you've just been talking to someone like once or twice. But actually, ghosting happens even months after chatting, or even more than that, right?
Yes,
even
I've read where people have said they've been ghosted after a year or 2 years.
See,
that's diabolical, nasty work.
That's crazy.
Now, that is where it's definitely harmful.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
very harmful.
There's no excuse for that. I'm okay with regular ghosting, which means you're just talking to someone very casually once or twice and then you're gone. No problem with that. But when it actually is a relationship and you met, that is some crazy wild business.
Yes. The worst part about it, though, it seems like it comes from nowhere.
Yeah, because you don't have to do anything wrong or say something wrong. It's, well, a lot of times it's just because that person ended up going with somebody else, right?
Well, yeah, in the initial stages. Yeah, for sure. but it leaves you feeling like, what in the world is going on here?
So is ghosting a new thing?
I'm going to say no. Ghosting's been around for a long time. We just didn't call it ghosting.
Yeah, that's right.
Because when you think about it, and I was thinking about this the other day, like when the father that goes and gets a pack of cigarettes
and never comes back. Oh my gosh.
They got ghosted.
Yes.
They got ghosted,
Yes.
and back in the day, people didn't call you back. And the thing of it is, back in the day, you didn't have, you couldn't text someone,
Yeah, that's right.
They were just gone. They were gone. There were no,
and you couldn't even look them up on social media. So they were for real gone.
They were dead and gone.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
So ghosting is something that has been around, and we just don't think of it that way because there was no name attached to it.
Yeah.
The digital age has made ghosting more common. The anonymity and lack of accountability online and online interactions. We can block people, unfriend them. I mean, you could just wipe somebody completely out.
That's right. And on dating apps, you can just unmatch?
Yes.
Is that a thing? Unmatching?
Yes. Yeah. Or just ignore the messages, That's, yeah. Well, and like I said, I know I'm just going to raise my hand. I've ghosted people, but I've never done it to where we had a,
Have you ever done it to someone you met with? Like that you actually met up with?
I'm pretty sure I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure that I have done that. And, right or wrong, whatevs, right or wrong. But yes, I have done that where I did not respond, or, well, see, how I look at it is, if both people, like after a meet and nobody follows up, is that ghosting? I don't know. I guess I would call it maybe a double ghost.
It's a double ghost. But yes, and there's nothing wrong with double ghost. I don't feel like anybody's hurt in a double ghost.
Yes, because both people.
And usually you will already know that after that date. It was, you just didn't.
Right. Yes. So I've done that. I've participated in that. And also I have not responded, especially if somebody's saying something inappropriate, that kind of thing. But I have ghosted myself away.
So why do people ghost?
There are different reasons. Lots of reasons.
There are several
reasons. And none of them are great.
I think there are some great ones. Well,
I don't know about great.
I understand some of the reasons.
I can understand some of them. Yes.
Because you can avoid that interaction, that uncomfortable interaction.
Yes.
That's my reasoning for doing a ghosting. And
I have only ghosted, like, superficial.
Yes, like non-relationships. Yes. Obviously.
Yes.
Nobody's ghosted none of us have ghosted a relationship.
Now, that's some high-level nasty work. I just don't even know any word to describe after you've been in a 1 or 2 year long relationship and you just vanish.
So instead of saying, hey, I'm not interested anymore, you just ghost. Sometimes I would almost feel like that's better than saying, hey, I'm not interested anymore.
No, to me, now you got to...
I know for sure. Yes.
Yeah, for me, I would rather be ghosted. I honestly would rather be ghosted.
Away.
Yeah.
It is.
But everybody don't feel that way. And some of the people that... in the examples that we've given in our own experiences, you don't want to deal with the confrontation. It's easier just to, kind of fade away, no fuss, no muss. Nobody's getting, upset. I think that I'm doing them a favor. I don't know. And the situations where I've kind of faded away. Now, there's been certain situations where they will reach out.
Yeah, reach out. And
then I respond. I give them an explanation, But if they don't, we just, fade it out. Yeah.
Well, some would say that another reason for ghosting would be emotional immaturity. You don't have
Yes.
the tools to handle a difficult conversation, so they take the easy way out.
And I would agree. There is some of that. And I think when I was reading doing some of the research, they were saying that more of the younger folks are
Oh,
doing
yeah.
the ghosting, the
Well,
larger percentage, for that reason. They just don't
mhm,
have the skills to be able
mhm,
to navigate, that kind of a conversation. And it's easier
mhm.
just to
So,
fade away.
mhm.
And also for our age group, there are some,
Yeah,
and
there's definitely,
I
we're
mean, you
definitely
can,
not immune to that.
right.
But
You can say that maybe because I do it, you could tag me with that being
mhm, yeah.
emotionally immature. I'll take it.
Mm.
I'll take
Well,
it.
and then some people ghost because they met someone else, which is
Yes.
one of the reasons why you get
Yes.
ghosted is because they're a person,
Yes.
is suddenly available or, or suddenly
Right.
interested in them. So,
Or they
since you're B, then
yeah, or C.
C.
So you just, you know,
Yeah.
ended conversation, and I've done that, and I've had
Mhm.
that done to me. But that's to me, I see that as being part of the culture of,
Yes, it is.
I don't see that type of ghosting as a negative, but I know there are people that do.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know if I would rather have if it's just a couple of conversations or
Yes.
just a couple of texts, I almost would rather it
Just
just
fade
fizzle
away. Yeah.
as opposed to somebody coming back to me and saying, "Oh, this and that
Yes,
and
oh, I
blah blah
thought you were so
blah."
nice, but I
Uh,
thought I would do it. Like,
I
oh,
would
that's too
almost be
much.
like, "Okay,"
Yeah,
and then I would almost feel like, "Oh, they think that I was into them
like
when I really wasn't."
it's like you're reopening a wound, like you're digging in it with salt, like
Mhm.
you're salting the wound. Let
Yes,
that thing die.
yes.
And there's also, people just get overwhelmed being busy, because that's happened to me too.
Mhm.
Being busy dealing with things, and if you have like 3 or 4 people you're talking to, I've forgotten
Well,
about
wait a
people.
minute. Remember the one the Reddit story we did where this one guy freaked out because that person hadn't responded
Right.
within and
Yes.
it had only been
Yes.
24
Right.
hours, but
Yes.
it could really be that that person is just busy
Yes.
and
And
didn't
that
get to
happens.
it
And things happen in life that
mhm,
just take us away from that. I know I've forgotten
mhm,
about people. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot
mhm.
about that person.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of
And you
reasons.
might even see the text, but you're like, okay, I'm going to respond to that
Yes.
later, but then you might not get,
Yeah.
to it in time. And yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that happens. Yeah. So, when people, because I guess the ghosties are given, oh no, the ghoster
Ghoster.
is giving the bad rap. Okay, fine.
Mhm.
That's the
Yes.
immature person that don't like confrontation.
Mhm.
And I guess it says more about the ghoster than it does about the ghostee when that
Mhm.
happens.
Yeah.
It's just a reflection of how they handle or don't handle relationships. Okay, well, like I said, I'll take that. But I think that's more for the ones that have the extended full on relationships. Yes, I agree. Because if you're in a full on relationship with someone
Mhm.
and then 1 minute you just fade it out, then
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah.
And just like if I have a relationship that's an actual relationship, I'm going to meet that person in person
Right.
to break up. I'm not going to send a text. I'm not going
Right.
to, there are
Yes.
certain
Things there's a
rules and
protocol and
regulations,
decorum. Yeah.
yes, that comes with relationships. So
Yeah.
yes, even though I think ghosting is okay, it only applies if it's a very casual
Yes.
couple of
Very
texts back and
superficial
forth.
kind of thing, for sure.
Mhm.
And for me, I've even met people that I've ghosted. So I mean,
Well, but
I'll
even
take
then, it was
whatever.
probably not.
No, nothing meaningful or anything
Mhm.
like that.
So
And
yeah,
I guess who is most likely to ghost?
you.
The youngsters.
She is,
Yes, I am, and
and also
take it.
younger generations.
Yes, like I was saying, yeah.
Mhm.
Those that grew up with social Those that grew up with social media, they know their communication style is texting or whatever, liking on social media and all of that. So yeah, they definitely will ghost you in a second if needed.
Yep. However, older generations are less likely to, but they certainly do.
Yes, they do.
Like we've just
I ghost. Yeah.
Yep.
There are some personality traits that might make someone more likely to ghost. Avoidant attachment styles. Individuals who struggle with intimacy.
Oh my God.
And closeness may prefer to ghost rather than face the discomfort. They may.
And who wouldn't, like, really, nobody likes to break up with anybody. So I can see, how it's easier to ghost.
People that have trouble with intimacy may have, struggle with, trying to maintain a deeper connection. So they will back out, they run away.
Yep.
Yeah. So
narcissistic people,
yes,
might prioritize their own needs in front of somebody else's.
Oh, definitely a narcissist. We all know about the narcissist. And those, I believe, are those diabolical.
Those would be the ones that would ghost you after dating a year
or two. Yes,
that's where those guys come in.
Yes,
and that's not really normal. Like,
I hope
that's not a
the norm.
No.
I don't believe that's the norm.
No.
I'm hoping that's not the norm. But I know there are people that have experienced that. I have not, and I've never done that.
No.
But I can see how that would definitely negatively impact someone emotionally.
Yeah.
People with commitment issues, a personality trait is another one that if you fear commitment, you might use ghosting as an easy exit strategy.
Yeah.
That is a thing. There are situational factors that can increase the likelihood of ghosting.
I think that's just what we were talking about too, where it's like short-term stuff and casual, texting back and forth before it even, becomes a meetup where you go and meet them.
Yes, and that's, like I said, that's my wheelhouse. That's where I am.
Oh, I would ghost there too. I would ghost, and I would be the ghost.
Oh, yes, I've been the ghosty, definitely. I'm okay with that. Like I said, I would prefer it at that level.
Yes. It'd be weird if somebody wrote a whole soliloquy about why you can't be together anymore when you've only exchanged a couple of texts.
And I think for some people that is acceptable. There are some people that believe that ghosting is wrong no matter what. They feel that you should be this, the what do you call it? The emotionally mature person and explain. And there's sometimes I have done that, depending on the person. And like I said, and if they respond or if they reach out to ask or something, I give them a response. I do give them that.
Now, what if there's been intimacy?
No. Well, now I've never had a casual situation where there was intimacy, but you mean like
the relationship has progressed to
no, there's no ghosting. I think you should that should not result in a ghosting.
Yes,
that definitely should not result in a ghosting. But we do know that there are some men and probably women as well to a lesser degree that will have sex with you early on and then peace out. And that's one of those ghostings that has been around forever.
Oh, that's true.
They, say all the things, do all the things, and then after you don't see them again. The next day, out of sight, out of mind. Yep. That's the ultimate ghost.
That's right.
And we just never called it that.
That's right. And how does ghosting affect you? What's the emotional impact?
Complete and utter devastation. No.
I would think, of course, it's made me sad a couple of times when I thought it was going to lead to something. But for the most part, I was ghosted so early on that it didn't. affect
Yeah.
me so much.
I think initially, like the casual ghosting,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, maybe disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh man, I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was,
Yeah.
hey, I thought that was something. Hey,
Yeah.
oh. But now I can imagine, although I've never experienced it, if you were into 6 month, year-long situation and you were
Oh,
ghosted,
that would be
that would
awful,
definitely
awful. Oh
be
my God.
a confusing,
Mm-hmm.
hurtful, you questioning like what happened. I can question like what happened, what did I do, what didn't I do, all
Mm-hmm.
that. That's bad, nasty work. That's
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that is
that's not right.
that's not good,
Mm-mm.
not a good look at all. Someone disappears without a word, it's easy to start over analyzing.
Yes.
you know
That's the biggest pitfall.
yes.
What we need to do for our self-care is to not overthink it, not overanalyze it. Just,
Yes.
you know, don't even consider like, did I say something? Did I do something?
But it's
Just
hard
kind
to.
of let it be what it is, especially if it's just a few texts back and forth. Now, if it's a whole year kind
That's
of
a
a
whole different.
relationship,
Yeah.
I think anybody would
Oh yes.
overthink that
Well,
because
that's
not even.
devastation.
Yes, that is devastation. That's horrible.
Definitely.
So I think there's a ghost and there's like, I don't even want to call that. That should have a
A
different
different name. Yeah, I don't
because
think
that
all
is
of it should
something
be in the
totally
same
different.
bag. I think there
Yes.
should be different variations of the ghosting.
Yes.
There's levels to it.
There should be because that's a whole other
Yeah.
animal.
There's levels.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, so when you're thinking what you did wrong and all of that, and that's where ghosting gets real tricky.
Mm-hmm.
It creates this like sense of unfinished business and you want closure.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Everybody wants closure.
There's this open wound and you want closed.
And I guess we kind of want to see if there was something we did wrong or if we said something wrong, just so we can learn from it and not do it again.
Yeah.
But I would say for the most part, it really isn't anything like that. It is just something else, something outside of what you did.
Well, definitely it's about the person, the ghoster.
Yes, it's about
for
the
sure.
ghoster.
But but in the end, when you're immersed in the situation, you're not thinking rational.
Nope. Nope.
Not at all.
It can make you hesitant to open up in future relationships. After being ghosted, you can feel guarded.
Yes, because now you're like, whoa, that just happened. I'm not gonna.
I don't want that to happen again.
Yeah. So, and ghosting taps into some fears that you have. If you already have like abandonment, rejection, feeling unworthy, and that's what we're talking about, that baggage.
Yes. Yes.
The baggage, if you're already coming in with those things.
Yes.
And
I guess a lot of us, like, at this age, we have maybe gone through a divorce recently, so you already have that in your baggage, and now you got ghosted.
And now you just got punched in the gut. So ghosting, and I know I joke about it because, I'm definitely full disclosure, and I know that I do it in those casual situations, but it can be, it can really, it's very harmful. It can be a harmful thing. So now we're going to talk about.
Now, what would you do if somebody ghosts you? Well, I think the biggest thing is you don't try to chase after them because
no. We're not thirsty around
here.
here.
Use your self-care to do something else. Watch a movie.
Yeah, you don't chase them.
Binge on Netflix. Do whatever it takes to not chase.
Definitely, no matter how tempting it is, because you want to know. You just want to know. It's a natural, normal human thing. You want to know. But the only thing sending that text is going to do is make it hurt worse, because they're going to continue to ignore you.
Yep.
And if it's, a narcissist or somebody that is deliberately trying to harm you, you're just feeding
Oh, they're gonna
You're
love it.
feeding them.
Yeah, they love that stuff. So don't do that.
Definitely do not do that.
Mm-mm. If somebody wanted to be in your
okay.
life, they would be in it. So you
Right.
already have your answer. They are gone, gone, gone. So just let them go.
Right. And like we say, no response is a response.
That's right.
And
yes.
and that's, yeah. So you got to be realistic about the situation. And it is easier said than done.
Yep.
It is.
Yep. And don't blame yourself. Try shifting focus to something else. And I guess you can blame it on the ghoster. Just put it on them. Like, oh my gosh, they are not very emotionally mature.
Yes. Yes, it is about them, though. It is. It is about them. It is not, how do you say? It is not.
It's not you, it's them.
And that is a true statement. If somebody does that, it is about them. When I do it, that's about me. Me not wanting to deal anymore and not wanting to explain.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
Yeah. And if you feel like you need closure, of course, we all want closure. It may be okay to send one message.
I don't like it.
Well, not a message, but not asking, oh my gosh, what's happening? Just to say, which I love, something like, hey, I enjoyed getting to know you, wishing you the best.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Hey,
do you know,
I enjoyed getting
there's
to
been
know
times
you,
when I got ghosted. I got ghosted 2 times by the same person, and then they came back again and ghosted again. It was like a three
because he was in a relationship.
It was weird. It was
he was in a relationship, probably had an argument when he breaks up, because I've had that. I believe when they break up, have an argument, they go
and they're
coming out the grave, trying to resuscitate a ghost.
Yeah.
And then they get back together, and then they're out again.
It's funny too, because one of that guy that ghosted me 3 times, the second time he came back and was like, oh, hey, you ghosted me. And I'm like, no, you ghosted me. Yes. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he knew.
Oh my God.
That was his opening line. Like,
yes, oh my God, that's his go-to. He must be like a regular ghoster. Like, that's what he does. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, just, take something like, like I said, and I think that's great. I enjoy getting to know you, wishing you the best. End it. Cut. That's it.
Yeah.
And you can block people.
Yeah.
If they've ghosted you, you can block them, that way you don't have to worry about a resuscitated ghost.
So what are our self-care strategies for healing after a ghosting?
Oh my goodness. Let's talk about the most important part. Self-care first. Healing from the ghosting, depending on the type of ghosting, it's going to take some time. If you've been in a relationship for an extended period of time and somebody just vanished,
yeah, that would be tough.
It's going to take time to manage those feelings of, I don't know, of abandonment, betrayal, all those things. But there are some things that you can do to try to make it easier.
First, be kind to yourself.
Oh my goodness, yes. Show yourself some compassion.
Yes, don't let someone else's actions define your worth.
Journaling can really help. Write down everything you wish you could say. And
that is a really good idea.
Yes.
I would do that, especially if it was the really bad kind of ghosting after a relationship.
And then rip it up and delete it or burn it. It's a great way to release those emotions. Fantastic way.
And if seeing their social media makes you feel worse, don't hesitate to unfollow or block them. Don't look at it. If it makes you feel worse, it's not worth looking at.
No, it isn't. And I definitely highly recommend that. You need to wipe that slate clean, sanitize your your social media, your technology, because you need to protect your peace,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't, and every time you see it, a like or something like that, and they could be doing that just to get at you.
Yes.
Don't give them that kind of power.
The narcissistic
Wipe
ones.
it clean so that you can get on with it.
And also lean on your support system.
Yes,
family,
definitely.
friends.
Yeah. And they'll obviously support you and remind you that that's about that person, not about you. It's never about you. It's about them. The ghosting is about them. The act of ghosting is about them. Even if there were situation or something going on in the relationship, the act of ghosting was about them, So just remember that.
Yeah.
And if ghosting, because we come in with baggage, it could trigger, something from your past. It might be worth seeking a professional help, especially those extended relationships. A therapist or support group can help you process that.
I even had that idea once that there should be a support group for people that are online dating.
Oh, yes, that in and of itself.
Yes, just online dating support groups. That should be a thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But and also something that I don't think we covered in the beginning when we were talking about ghosting. You can be ghosted from a friend, just a friend. It don't have to be a relationship.
That's true. Oh my God.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a friend, family members. You can get ghosted by a family member.
That is true. Oh my God.
There's all kinds of, when I was doing some research, there's all kinds of ways that people are ghosted. If they fall out of your life, then you got ghosted. Mm-hmm. When you leave a job with no 2 weeks notice, you ghosted.
Yes.
You ghosted.
Yes.
So, but being ghosted sucks.
Yep.
Yeah, it can suck. Especially for those long extended relationships.
Oh, that's the worst.
And it kind of stings even for the casual ones. It does sting. It can sting.
But remember, it's not a reflection of your value.
Definitely not. And that's the biggest takeaway. That's about them. It's not about you. And that is easier said, obviously, but it is. It's a true statement. You definitely deserve someone who can openly communicate with you. And that's a sign of respect.
Yeah. So if you've been ghosted, which I know you have.
Everybody has.
Tell us about it in the comments. We want to hear your stories and how you handled it.
Yes.
Do you have any suggestions for how to handle a ghosting?
Yeah, something that helped you specifically.
Yep.
And if this video helps, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more relationship content and self-care tips.
That's right. And we are on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, X, I guess it's called now.
Formerly known as Twitter.
Okay. So do not forget to subscribe. We love all of our subscribers and we want more.
And remember, your worth isn't tied to someone else's decision to leave.
That's right. Take care, everyone. And until next time, don't forget to live,
laugh,
and connect.
Oh, it's not going to work.
Nope. Oh, it's not working for me either. Oh, there it is.
Oh, it did.
Take care, everyone. See you next time.